Welcome back to Insibles, everyone. So I'm going to go with you guys on Bitcoin. A very key moment for Bitcoin here. As you guys can see on the SPX, again, the S&P 500 dropping into new lows of the year for the first time this year. As you guys can see, dropping into new lows. Are we going to continue on lower on Bitcoin? I'm going to go over exactly what we're looking for here. Now, before I jump into this, you guys can do me a huge favor. Smash that like button if you find this video useful at all. Hit subscribe if you want to see my daily plan on exactly how I plan on playing into the market every single day. We go over candle structure, overall strength levels, and any key indicators that we need to be focused on. And again, if you are a day trader or you are looking for very volatile breakouts that we mention every single day in the Instables, and again, we mention any breakout that is worth looking at throughout the day, go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on Bitcoin, before I jump into this, I just wanted to ask if you guys have prayers, if you guys can give prayers. I feel terrible for a family member that we actually lost today. She was like a grandma to me, and I just want to say, if you guys have prayers for her, that would be awesome. Her name was Bertha, and I appreciate you guys if you guys can do that. But I am going to go over Bitcoin with you guys here. Again, very key because the S&P did drop into new lows of the year. As you guys can see, we are sitting in consolidation after a gap down recently. Again, this gap down did come after our FOMC meeting. We had a continuation on lower. And as you guys can see, just before we had that gap down, we also had a gap down on anticipation on a possible major decrease in CPI. As you guys can see, we had that anticipation. We had to take back that anticipation. So we did have that gap down here. Now our question is, are we going to continue on lower here since we have been increasing in rates? And then again, Bitcoin very much doesn't like increases in rates. This is not helpful for tech. Bitcoin very much moves with tech for the most part. And if Bitcoin does have more increases in rates from the feds, which is expected, then we could continue on lower. So looking at our overall strength here to see if we can bounce back from a gap down. As you guys can see, we are below the median of our MACD. We need to get above the median of our MACD if we want to see some type of bounce here, some type of gap up. We do need to break above the median of our MACD. If we do not break above the median of our MACD here, guys, then we could possibly continue on lower. Again, when we are below the median of our MACD, it shows us that we still could continue on lower. As you guys can see, we did break above the median of our MACD. At this point, we did not increase in buy pressure. When we had that break, we broke above in the middle of our MACD. We need to break above in the front of our MACD to have that stronger push. So that is exactly what we're looking for as far as longs. We want to see some type of move above the median of our MACD where buy pressure is coming out right in front of it, with increases in buy pressure continuing higher again in the front of the median of our MACD would be very key. Now looking at our overall strength, again, this is going to show us if we have room to run to the downside. As you guys can see, we have not got divergence yet. We did jump just below and almost into oversold territory. So in my opinion, if we continue on with strength, we do break above our previous peak that we had on our false break, breaking above the median of our RSI here. If we can break above this point, then we can have more confirmation on strength. Again, this would be very key if we are looking for that continuation here, guys. If we are not going to get above that point, then in my opinion, we could continue on lower, and very similar to the S&P 500, going to be looking for divergence. Again, jumping into oversold territory as we are getting higher lows will be very key to get divergence. As we do get lower lows in the market would be very key. Again, jumping into oversold territory, getting higher lows here on the RSI, getting confirmation breaking out of oversold territory would be that confirmation on that shift of momentum, not necessarily a reversal or a major bounce back, but at least strength to the upside. That would be what we would be looking for here. Now, as far as our candle structure, as you guys can see, we have been sitting in a lot of consolidation. In my opinion, if we can get back over 25,000, then we can have room to run to 28,000. Again, this is the lower end of our wick that we would be targeting if we did continue on above 25,000. Out of this consolidation, in my opinion, if we can, again, like I said, break into newer highs out of our consolidation, then we do have that small room to run to the upside. That could be a small gap up. That is our room to run to the upside as far as a short-term play. But as far as longs, again, looking at the monthly chart, as you guys can see, we are just below our 50-day on our monthly chart, and we still can continue on lower. As you guys can see, we have a rejection to the upside at this point after we did have this gap down. So again, making sure we are careful since we do have rejection to the upside at this point. This is an inverted hammer. This is a possibility of a possible continuation on lower. And as you guys can see on the monthly chart, we do have our EMA lines just crossing below the median of our MACD. Again, we could possibly curl back up and possibly have a nice bounce at some point, and then possibly continue on lower at this point. So again, we are going to be careful, but again, if we are looking for that pivot, for that stronger bounce here, I would be looking at the MACD on the monthly chart. That would be that stronger pivot if we're looking for swings. Again, intraday, I would be looking at the daily chart. As far as swings, looking at the MACD on the monthly chart will be very key as far as that momentum. But again, as far as playing to the downside, I would just be looking to see if we can continue on lower into lower lows out of this consolidation. Again, dropping below 18,000, in my opinion, would give us more room to run to the downside and possibly test our $14,000 to $15,000 mark. 15 probably because we do have a psychological resistance at that point. But if we do continue on below 15,000, 13,000, then in my opinion, we could be testing 14,000. That is the upper end of our wick that we had before we had confirmation on that major rally that we had here on Bitcoin. So again, approaching 14,000, very key that we make sure we are careful to the downside of that point, because we could bounce at that point. Again, this is going to be a very key moment in my opinion for Bitcoin, as it will for the S&P if we drop down to 340 on the SPY, for example, or 3,400 on the SPX, for example. So again, making sure we are staying focused on levels here. There is no major pattern that we need to focus on other than maybe a trend line that we can draw from the top to the bottom here that we are going to possibly get a rejection at. So again, just staying focused on indicators. If we do get confirmation, in my opinion, we will come down, test this level, and then possibly break above this trend line and possibly have more room to run to the upside from here. So again, that is what I'll be looking for as far as longs. Now again, with that said, if you are a day trader or you are looking for very volatile breakouts, if you guys did play Bitcoin at all within this major spike at all, it was very volatile, and you guys are probably used to volatile plays. If you guys do look for very volatile breakouts in the stock market, we mention them every single day, 2.5 hours before market open, into open, throughout the day. Go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And again, all of you instables that come over every single day and support the channel, hope you guys do have a nice rest of your weekend. Again, stay blessed, enjoy your weekend, and we will continue to go at it. Stay patient and take what the market gives us, as we always do. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.